Yo, what's going on, Team 20? I hope you're all super well today. It's a little bit of a different video because I want to bring to you guys a little boot review. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, basically what I do around here is show you guys my journey to signing a professional contract. In season 1, I did not sign a contract in 365 days. We're going again with a different plan this year, and we're going to see what happens. So just stay tuned. Make sure you go down below, click the subscribe button, and turn those notifications on so you do not miss a single video. This morning, already got my sprint training done with Clayton and Pat. We smashed out some angled runs, some 40 and 60 meter runs I think they were, and a few other things that we did in there. After that, went to the gym, got that session in. I think you guys are seeing bench press, squats, I don't know, a whole heap of other stuff, lawnmowers I did, and some things that you guys don't even see. And I decided to rotate it so you guys see some things one day, and then the next day you'll see something different. But now, on with the main part of the video, the COPA 19.1 review and test. We're going to head to Ultra Football. If you guys do not know them, the link will be in the description to their website, the best football store in Australia to get all your footballing needs. They've hooked me up with a pair to test. Let's go down and check them out. We've arrived. Let's see what's in store for us. Alrighty, so we've got the boots here. As you can see, when you pick them up, or when I picked them up from the Ultra Football store, you get them in this kind of black box. I don't know if this is standard for Adidas, and as most of you guys know, I'm not usually a guy that wears Adidas. I used to wear Predators a lot, but usually I'm a Nike player. I like Hypervenoms. Those are the only boots I've really worn in the past few years. So it's going to be really interesting to see how these go for me. One of the most important things for me is that boots are bright. I prefer white, and these ones kind of suit that sort of style. So when you open the box up, it comes in this sort of thing. Again, I don't know if this is going to be the same for everyone, but man, there's one boot, and then we got the second one here. You also get some sort of instruction manual. I don't think I've ever seen this before. I don't need to read that. And then we have the boots here. Man, the first thing you'll notice, it's not quite a white. It's like a champagne-y gold white with a reddish pink. They're very interesting colors, and that's what I like about this boot. Now, some people might say the design is a little odd. You can see the weaves, and I don't know. For me, I quite like it. I think it's something different, and it's slightly old school, but slightly new. You get these little things inside here. We'll take them out. Now, immediately looking at the inner sole, this is something that's important because with a lot of my Nike boots, the inner sole has ripped apart, but I can see there's a slightly raised area here, which tells me that it's going to be quite good for the heel. There looks to be a lot of support throughout here as well, which is a good thing. A lot of people look over that and go, oh yeah, it's just a boot, whatever. First thoughts are that it looks pretty comfortable. I'm liking it, a lot of support. It just looks extremely comfy. And then they've got this interesting thing here as well that you can see, which is attached. So there's not actually a tongue, it's more like a, I don't know what you'd call that. So we've got that, then we've got the laces on top as well, same for the other side. Now looking at the bottom of the boot, the studs look quite high if I'm honest, especially the back two, and a couple of the front ones are quite high as well. We'll see how that goes out on the pitch. Big studs aren't necessarily a bad thing, they can be quite good. But yeah, I'm really interested about this material on top. It looks to be quite spongy. I've read around that it is leather, it's a special type of leather. So look, if you're interested in that, it is still leather. I know the original Copas are leather. A lot of people do this, I don't know what that even means, but that's the kind of bend that you're looking at. It's not a lot. I know a lot of boots go back to here. So it's quite firm through the middle area. I don't know what that test is. All right, now to get my first thoughts as I put the boot on. How is it getting on? Slips in pretty easy if you have the laces undone. Feeling all right. Oh, I've bled out. Cut myself the other day, now I'm bleeding onto the boot. So that's one on. I want to put both on and see how they go. I really don't want to stain the boot with my blood. So they're quite easy to get on, I'd say. If you undo the first two, just undoing the first one isn't going to do you a lot of favors. Alright, well they're feeling alright. They definitely feel different, especially up top here feels a bit tighter than a usual boot. Like all boots though, you need to wear them in before you can really make an assessment on everything. I can't tell too much just by standing here. I'm gonna go for a little jog and see how they go. Alright, so far after the jog and dribble test, I don't feel a whole lot different, except on the outside of my foot towards the top, kind of where my arch is, it feels slightly raised. Now I don't know if that's because there's a stud there, if because it's purposely raised. I'm not even sure whether it feels good or bad. I haven't quite decided yet. It just feels different at the moment. For me, it's extremely difficult to judge boots on just running. Obviously you want to get a feel for them, so that's what I've done there. The next thing I look for in a boot is how it feels when it strikes the ball. Does it feel soft? I've had some boots, especially Vapors, where the plastic of the boot, it's too close to the foot. There's not enough material there to give it a padding against your own foot. So I didn't like that at all. So the next two tests we're really going to do is some juggling with some up in the air and then control, seeing how that is. And then some longer striking just to get a feel for the ball. So that's what we're gonna get into now. Alright, so now for the honest part of this review. I've worn them in a second session, so this is a day or two later. I had a session yesterday which went for about an hour and a half, a lot of running on an astro field, so artificial grass. And I tell you what, they felt good. What I noticed is in this upper part here, it definitely felt more cushioned when you strike the ball. So that is something I looked at and went, well, that's a benefit. I feel better when I'm striking the ball. It still does feel a little bit uncomfortable. I think that's because I've been wearing a different boot for so long. But apart from that, I really like it. Now, the one thing I will say, I've only just noticed this. If you guys can see, just on the top there, that's wear and tear from pretty much one session. So look, that's only very minor. Apart from that, I haven't cleaned them at all. I wanted to see how they deal with not being cleaned. Would I recommend these boots to someone if you were picking up your first pair of high tier boots, or you were picking between maybe Hypervenoms and Adidas? I don't know. I haven't had enough time in them. But I really like them. I think the look is great. You gotta be into the look. From what I've seen, people commenting around the world, some people love it, some people hate it. And look, it's just an opinion. There's no need to bag anyone for liking it. And there's no need for bag anyone for disliking it. People have different opinions about different boots. I'm a big white boot guy, so this is a big plus for me. I think I'll be wearing these. I'll be mixing them in rotation with my Hypervenoms. If I had to pick out a bad thing, well, I guess obviously is the wear and tear on the top part of the boot. That is a little bit annoying, but man, if I was being really picky, what I would say is at this top part, it does feel a little bit like your foot is being strangled, but it's only ever so minor. I think once you wear in the boot and the leather loosens up a little bit, it'll be fine. So that's my Copa or Copa 19.1 review. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go down below and click that like button. But Team Tweety, I'm signing out. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you're on here. Join the journey. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Listen.